Well, good evening, friends. Welcome to Sanctified Studios, home of Friar Side Chat. As always, I'm your deep fat friar, Pastor Andrew. Well, friends, it's graduation season. It's here and it's upon us. Yes, that time of year where the awesome adjournment of academia culminates in the pomp and circumstance march down the aisleway wearing cap and gown, mortarboard and tassel, followed by graduation parties, pulled pork, walking tacos, veggie trays. Oh, graduation cake with fondant diplomas and small little congratulatory mints. Oh, I love graduation parties. Anyway, yes, today we are celebrating the idea of knowledge. Joining us tonight is someone who is known as the second smartest person in Manawi, Nebraska. He holds over 131 degrees. Please help me in giving a fireside welcome to Mr. Calem Nerdy. Mr. Nerdy, are you there? Are you there, Mr. Nerdy?
Well, prosperous twilight, my voluminous vicar. Heralds and tributes on this suspicious occasion.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm still celebrating the completion of my 131st degree. Today I graduated as the Word of Victorian from my class of the Ric Flair Academy of Vocabulary and Stump Wrestling. So basically I said, well, good evening, Fat Friar. It's good to see you tonight.
Oh, well, yes, of course, I knew that. I just wanted you to explain for our viewers that maybe didn't know what you had said. Yeah. Well, Mr. Nerdy, we certainly are glad to have you here joining us this evening. Did I read correctly that you have 131 degrees? How does one get 131 degrees? I mean, are there even that many different studies, different courses of study? How have you had the time, the money, the cranial capacity?
Well, Friar, I do have 131 degrees. 132 if you count my deodorant. But I have degrees in astroturf mowing, bagpiping, chicken psychiatry, dogleg angles, exit sign placement, free magazine advertisement, guessing weights at carnival.
That certainly is a lot of degrees. I mean, I didn't even know that chickens needed psychiatry.
You'd certainly be surprised. They face some of the toughest questions on Earth, like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And if it was the egg, where did that come from? Or even dealing with PTSD from Colonel Sanders' secrets for being gizzard-driven poultry. Their psyche is truly quite complicated.
I do love the Colonel. His blend of 11 herbs and spices, gently and lovingly coating the outside of chicken legs, then flash fried to a crisp, golden exterior while the inside is still juicy and delicious. It's... Oh, sorry. Yes, well, back to the degrees. Having all of those degrees must mean that there's no situation that you're not prepared for. I mean, you must literally know everything.
Well, Friar, there was a time that I would have agreed with you. I would have said that I knew everything necessary for any situation in life. And then one day, someone asked me the question, if you know everything necessary about knowledge and all kinds of stuff, what's the most important thing you know?
Well, what did you say?
Well, I started to talk about Einstein's theory of relativity, then I got distracted by quantum physics, and then I rolled that into the necessity of the honeybee and pollination based on global market trends and movement, and I just couldn't come up with even just one thing. It rocked my world. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't study. I mean, even my degree antiperspirant was really struggling. So I called the guy who asked me the question and I said, I was stumped. I was duped. I was at a loss. I was without an answer. I couldn't go on. I didn't know what he wanted me to, and he told me to hush. And he told me the most important thing was found in Proverbs 3:7. So I went home and I got in the middle of my textbooks and found my Bible, and it says, "Don't be impressed with your own wisdom. Instead, fear the Lord and turn away from evil." That was the truth that I was looking for.
That truly is a great verse and real wisdom.
Well, you're spot on, you factual friar. That was the day that everything changed for me. Instead of learning things so that I could know more than everyone else, I began to want to learn things to see how amazing God's universe is. I mean, Friar, did you know that in space you can weld two pieces of like metal together without any heat? It's called cold welding, and it happens because there's no atmosphere. Or did you know that goats from different parts of the world have accents? That's crazy, right? I mean, owls, they don't have eyeballs. They've got eye tubes. That's why they turn their head so much. Eye tubes! I'm surprised Apple hasn't sued them for something on that, right? Or did you know that you will grow, well, not you personally, but most people, they will grow over 600 miles of hair in a lifetime? I mean, all of those amazing things were created by God, and no one person can know everything, but God does. It's so cool.
Oh, nerdy, that's so cool. I didn't know all of those things, but I love the fact that God does. I guess that means that no matter what you or I might be going through, God knows, and He knows the best answer to that as well.
That's absolutely right, Friar. Well, I gotta run. It's almost time for me to sign up for classes. I'm working on a degree in the ups and downs of elevator management. Get it? The ups and downs? Oh, that's just a little math club humor. We like to say those things. Well, I'll see you later. Adieu!
Well, friends, there you have it. From the very mouth of the second smartest man in Manawi, Nebraska, comes the world's greatest truth. Man's wisdom falls short, but God's wisdom is always right. You know, sometimes, friends, it's hard to trust God's wisdom because we don't always know what's next, and it can be scary. But I'm so thankful that God knows. Friends, this week, regardless of when or where we encounter something that we don't have the answer for, will you join me, your deep fat friar, in trusting the truth that God knows? That there's not a question asked that He doesn't have the answer for. If we'll do that, we'll rest in His knowledge and not our own. Thanks so much for joining us this week here at Sanctified Studios and the home of Friarside Chat. As always, I'm your deep fat friar, Pastor Andrew. We'll see you next time.